Hello, everyone. Thank you for clicking on the Math Fluency Lab and clicking on this video. I wanted to design this video to make sure that everyone who gets involved in this program or who wants to learn more about it is able to really have a comprehensive video to know exactly what they're getting from the program. My name is Kanissa Grant, and I am the creator of the Mathematics Fluency Lab, and it's designed to help and support students who are struggling and who have learning disabilities in mathematics. So the title of this presentation is Developing Mathematical Fluency Through Intervention, and it will talk about how Math Fluency Lab can help develop your child's mathematical skills. So let me talk a little bit about Math Fluency Lab and the reason why I created it. The reason why I created Math Fluency Lab was to inspire students and parents who are really struggling with either teaching their child mathematics or really struggling in class and have a learning disability and really need accessible mathematics instruction. I have taught mathematics for over 10 years, and it has been a struggle to have an entire classroom full of students and being able to meet the individual needs of students. So I have spent a lot of my time, effort, and energy looking into different programs, different strategies, so that I can develop a program that can be accessible for all students, mainly students who really have specific learning disabilities in mathematics. Mathematics instruction should not be based on a one-size-fits-all approach, and this is one of my core philosophies about teaching mathematics. Usually classes are focused on this person's good at mathematics and this person's not, and the people who are not good usually don't really try and they experience a lot of anxiety in math, and this is something that affects students and their ability to have a growth mindset when it comes to mathematics. In my program, Math Fluency Lab, it is designed to specifically meet the needs of students and really encourage them to take charge of their own learning. Numeracy skills are very important to be a productive member of society, and mathematics should be treated as a priority. In this program, I strive to support students who don't experience success in traditional settings, deal with mathematical anxiety, and take them and put them in a position where they are taking advantage of all of the resources, they are learning, they are interacting, and they're overcoming their challenges in terms of their mathematical struggles. It is really a great program that I'm really proud to share with all the families and students who really need this program in order to succeed in mathematics and in the future in their own careers. So let me talk about some of the program objectives. So the program uses high quality structured mathematics instruction based on their current level of understanding. All students come in with a certain level of understanding of mathematics, and we utilize that and help students grow based on their current level of understanding. The program is designed to meet the needs of students with mathematical disabilities who have mathematics anxiety and also reading challenges. There are many facets of the program that I'll talk about later in the slides that will allow students to target these specific needs that they have through the program. The program also uses a multi-sensory approach and uses literacy strategies to help support students who struggle in mathematics. All of the assessments are designed to assess students' ability and are designed to identify possible areas of intervention. Everything is individualized and student-focused in this program. And how we do that is through data and assessments. So this is one of the models that I coined. It's called the Qualitative goal-based instruction. And basically your child will be going through each one of these processes. The first one is the conceptual and pictorial assessments. So I really focus on visual and auditory and kinesthetic learning and use all of these modes during the instruction. So the initial instruction is based on all of those different modalities. Then what we do is we create a goal, and this goal is focused on what the assessment says that the student needs to focus on. Then we integrate small group instruction or individualized instruction that allows the student to be able to learn through explicit and direct instruction, and then also be able to work on and practice the skills on their own. Then at the end, when we have really, really honed in and practiced that skill, there will be an anchor task assessment where the student will be able to show and demonstrate exactly what they know based on a one question task, and it will be recorded. And what I will be looking for is to see how students problem solve, how students tackle the problems, what multi-sensory strategies that they're using. And these are the types of things that students will use in real life and also in their mathematics classes. So it really connects back to the skills that they need to be successful in any math situation. So I talked a lot about the concrete, representational, and abstract, and this is something that you'll hear me say a lot and use a lot in my instruction. So the methodology is called the CRA Method, or it's called the concrete, representational, or abstract. And I will be referring to this image with the apples in it a lot. So students start off with the concrete, where they'll use manipulatives to represent the concept. And you can see here that there's apples in a basket. And they'll be able to touch and visualize and be able to see, well, there's two different colors here. There's red apples, and then there's also green apples. What does that represent? Then the representational is actually using different types of dots or different types of drawings. So one example is this kind of bar model here at the bottom that shows the 3 and the 2, and both of them equal 5. So basically this concept is basically being able to break down numbers into individual parts. The abstract is actually the part where you focus on the actual numbers. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And this is something that students will be able to visualize through the concrete, then represent with the representational with the bar graph there, and then also be able to understand what 3 plus 2 actually means. What are the numbers that make up 5? And then we'll take that and try to create different types of parts. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So students will be able to understand how to break down numbers using this model, but we'll be using this strategy that has been proven through research to actually help students who have math challenges and gain that math confidence, because they're seeing math in 3 different methods. So the most important part to ensure that students are actually getting what they need out of the program is the mathematics assessments. All students will be evaluated and to determine their needs. The Math Fluency Lab is designed for students who really struggle, who have dyscalculia or math anxiety, and they need the support in order to achieve the highest grades in their math classes. So here's a couple of the assessments. So if your student has an IEP, there's different types of evaluations that are already used that I would like to have access to be able to see what their individual needs are. The Wechsler Individual Achievement Test or the Woodstock-Johnson test is more than acceptable for this particular program. I will also do a dyscalculia screener and use the Monitoring Basic Skills Progress Assessment. Again, the assessments are basically used as a baseline to determine the student's level of math skill, and this program is designed for students who specifically struggle, and these are the exams or the assessments that allow me to understand what the student's specific needs are so we can design the program around their needs. So here's a little bit about the model. And I want to refer to this diagram that I use in a lot of my professional development and different types of strategies here. My motto is inclusion, modify, accommodate, differentiate. All of these together is something I keep in my mind whenever I design instruction, PD, or any part of the Math Fluency program. So I use a multi-sensory curriculum model. Usually use Singapore math, or I use a lot of manipulatives of the CRA method that I talked about earlier. There are small group sessions. I consistently progress monitor. I work with a number of different tutors that will work with your children as well and their experience in education, mainly in special education, to meet the needs of the individual students who struggle with mathematics. We'll focus on different types of strategies for students who have dyscalculia and math anxiety. Technology plays a major role in how the sessions are led and the instruction is provided through the Mathematics Fluency Lab. So the first thing is that there might be some textbooks required, especially for the Singapore mathematics strategy, but this might change throughout the program. Your student definitely needs a writing tablet or some kind of device that they can touch screen that they can write on. If they're using a tablet, they need some kind of writing stylus or pencil. The preferred web browser is Google Chrome, and they need to also have the latest version of Zoom downloaded on their tablet or their computer. So this basically gives an overview of what is provided, what types of sessions are provided through the Math Fluency Lab. So there's small group sessions of 2 to 4 students. They're about 30-minute sessions. There's intensive guided instruction that I talked about earlier. There are weekly assessments. There is an increased focus on math fluency, and also each student gets individualized intervention that is informed by data, and I talked a little bit about that through the assessments. The individualized sessions are just one student for 30 minutes, and there is an individualized development plan. So they'll have some goals. We will have monthly updates, things like that, to ensure that the student is getting the right level of intervention. There's also weekly assessments. There's math fluency integrated into the program. And then also there's extra content support. So if students are struggling with a particular topic in their class, then they can also bring that to the session and we can cover that. So we'll discuss that if you want to go with the individual session options. In terms of pricing, I would like to discuss that during the 30-minute consultation, which you can access through the Math Fluency Lab webpage. And also you can set that up and we can also have further discussions about what types of sessions you would like, what are your goals for the program, and have a more deeper conversation about how we're going to set up these sessions. Thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you learned a lot about the Mathematics Fluency Lab. Our dedicated team is looking forward to working with your child and finding success with mathematics. To get started, you'll need to book a free 30-minute consultation, and you can use any of the links provided to be able to connect with one of our dedicated staff, and we will get you started on the process of scheduling sessions for your student. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation, and have a fantastic day.